Tales of Eternia. Do I really even need to talk about this one? It's obvious what I think about it. I love it. I love it lots. I got into this anime, obviously, because, I'm into Tales, and I love Tales of Eternia. Did some research. It turned out there's an anime. I did actually go on, one of my favorite, Mega Man websites, which actually was kind of big for me at the time. I remember, I sent him an email. It was like, "Oh, Tales of Eternia is your favorite show?" It's not a show. It's an anime. He's like, "Actually, yeah. There's a 13 episode anime. I kind of like it and whatever." And that was another confirmation. Of course, I did research on it too. But funny thing is, I got into Tales of Eternia, the game, the summer of 6th grade, going into 7th, and I continuously tried to watch the anime, and for the longest time, I couldn't do it. I would only watch like a few minutes of the first episode. I remember one time I saw a dub of it, which, it was, it didn't have me in it, so, but, one day I decided to finally sit down and watch the entire thing, and this is actually the only anime that I've watched that I've actually downloaded all the episodes and watched it on there. Personally, I'm not a real big fan of that, but that's another subject for another time. Subs by, the same people who did the subs. I don't even remember who did the subs. But, yeah, watched it. I loved it. It was awesome. It was just so interesting. I loved the way it looked. It was very colorful. It was just so interesting, and despite the fact that it was short, I really enjoyed, watching it, and showed it to Orphan, and he enjoyed it, and I think TransAngel liked it too. And I've thought about, buying the the Japanese DVDs just so I can have it. I really wish it would get an English release. I don't care if it's dubbed. I want it to be subbed. No, I don't want it to be. I don't care if it's dubbed or sub. If I start voice acting professionally, if I get to the point where, I can do anime and stuff, and I will mention this to whoever's in charge. I heard what Vic Mignogna did with, with Vampire Knight. I will do something about that if the time comes, And, maybe if you want, maybe you should guys email Vic Mignogna and say, "Hey, Vic Mignogna, check out this anime. It's awesome. It's Tales." And be like, "Okay." Because, he's a nice guy. Anyway, I'm kind of digressing a little bit. But anyway, story, pretty interesting. Well, before I get to the story, I should probably mention my favorite character. It's Reed Herschel. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da. Reed. Anyway, the story was nice, I was sort of, I don't know what I was expecting. I'm not too much of a big fan of, the design of Reed, though, now that I kind of think about it. I don't like how his little his little arm things are, like, so huge. They're okay, I suppose. It goes along and whatnot. But, it's a nice show. Very interesting. All the voice actors returned, too. My only gripe that I feel like it doesn't really look much like the game. I feel like they should have gotten, like, Mitsumi Inomata to do the art, even if it looked like, some weird, it would look like some weird shoujo sort of thing. And, that would be fine. I don't think I'd really care. They could get Clamp to do it if they want to. That would probably make some sense, too. Anyway. The show's pretty interesting. The gang goes to an island and whatnot. It's almost like an OVA or like a side story, or like it could be like the Tales of Eternia the movie or something. To me, it's the equivalent of the Dragon Ball movies, of the Dragon Ball series, where they have a certain time frame. Like, obviously the Tales of Eternia anime would take place before, they go off to Celestia or whatever. And whatnot. And the Dragon Ball movies, they take place at certain times, but it's like a whole different story. And sometimes they sort of, take away some, and sometimes they cause like continuity issues, but, I think Tales of Eternia kind of goes past that pretty easily. It's interesting, I really enjoyed it. The subs were nice. They didn't look like, they were just popping out. They weren't yellow, for one thing. They were nice. Uh, the music was nice too. One thing that I felt that was kind of weird, which is just me, they were using the attacks, and they were actually saying the names of them. I felt like they should have just been doing them. I feel like they should just, have happened. Unless they're a spell. Like, I feel like Reed shouldn't say Demon Fang when he's, or Majinkin or whatever, when he's doing his attacks and whatnot. But, that's just me. Pretty good show. I don't really know what else I can say about it. It's enjoyable. I like the characters. The girl with the black hair. I feel like she would play sort of like Yuri if she were actually in the game. And then the other chick, who's sort of like some other female thing. I don't know. It's been a while since I've seen the show. I enjoyed it though, and I would recommend it to any Tales fan who enjoyed Eternia. Only problem is it's short, and this is actually one of my favorite animes of all time. Not to sort of give anything away, but I really enjoyed this one. It was fun to watch. It's only in English, obviously, and there's no DVD release by anybody. And like I said, if they don't do it while we're all still young, I'll see if I can do something about that. Heck, if I become like the head of like an anime dubbing company, I'll dub it. I'll fund it myself. I don't know, or I'll form my own company and we'll dub it. That'd be so bad. Anyway, yeah, this is a good one. Japanese only. If you can read Japanese and if you can understand Japanese, then you should get the Region 2 DVD set or the VHS tapes. Yeah, this is one of those that actually still have VHS tapes. But yeah. That's really all to say about it. It's really good. I really would recommend it. I'm not just saying that because I'm a Tales of Eternia fan. I really enjoyed it. Now that I think about it, maybe Crunchyroll should put it on. Anyway, I'm sort of digressing a little too much. I should make a whole video about, this whole subject. Thing is, it actually almost got released in English, and it might have been due to the actual game coming out. I need some Gatorade though. Like Media Blasters, I think actually got the rights to it for a little bit, and it kind of just went away. Now, I seriously doubt that they hold the rights to it, especially if they're not even doing anything with it, unless they're actually just renewing it for the possibility of maybe dubbing it, which I seriously doubt. They should be focusing on the Berserk movie or doing some stuff with that. But yeah, so I'll see you guys later. Go watch this anime. Go watch it now.